Today we are spotlighting a powerful new series that's really going to have people talking, and it's called Sundays After Church. It is currently streaming on Apple TV, on Prime Video, and this drama really pulls back the curtain on a church where faith, power, hidden agendas, all that collides. And at the center of it all is the first lady, and it is a lot. So on the line right now, we have a lot of folks that are involved in the project. Mr. Eric Cinnamon Brown, I'm gonna start with you. What is Sundays After Church?
It's a melodrama, but it's kind of a story of what if the Black church was actually for the Black community, uplifting the Black community. That's essentially the gist of it. What would that look like, and what would be the means for them to actually, you know, enhance the lives of Black people in America?
All right. And so joining us, we have some folks from the series. If everybody can introduce themselves. Start with you.
I'm Letitia Argola. I'm Letitia Argola. I'm the First Lady Sandra Clayton.
I'm Lonnie Hudson II, and I play Pastor Gerald Clayton.
I'm Io Brown. I play Jackie.
I'm Ethan X. Evans. I am the director, and I play Deacon Evans.
And I'm Brian Dargan. I'm a producer on the series, and I play Deacon Clutch.
I definitely want to first congratulate everybody on this. How does it feel to have Sundays After Church out for the world to see?
Man, it's surreal for me. That's simply put, surreal.
I think to have it on such wide platforms too, it's almost something that you think is possible, but you're not sure how you're going to get there. And when you see the end product, it's like, why wouldn't it be on there? I think it's one of those series that, once you get your eyes on it and once you see what the story's about, you can't look away from it. Like it's binge worthy,
Absolutely.
And I'll add in there, like, even as a director, I've watched it probably 10 times, and I'm proud of everybody that's involved. I done binge it at least 10 times.
Yeah, for me, it was just seeing what they could do. Like, because I like being on set, I like writing, but seeing what all the actors and crew can do when you just turn them loose and let them do their thing, and it's like you see all this talent. I'm like, man, and so you want to keep going because you can, like, oh, this gives me more ideas. So, but then seeing it on national platforms, it's like we did that thing. We really did it. We did a good job, and so you can always be like, yo, I did that. And everyone in the cast and crew can put a feather in their cap about that.
So what inspired this story? Because this isn't just entertainment. It feels like it's a deeper message behind this.
The original story, the very first episode, is that what you asked, of the whole series?
Just the whole series.
Oh, once we shot episode 1, because that was all melodrama, it's going to just be a romance, love triangle. And then we got done and we looked at the quality and like, dude, this shit is good. Okay. And we got to keep going. And so then I thought about, with the current political climate, Black people are going to need something to kind of, to take in, to counter all the negative stuff that's coming out right now that's being done to us. So I wanted to create a story that they could lead into, and my wife calls it kind of like not trauma porn, revenge porn. That's what she calls it. Where you see what Black people can really do when we come together and we focus and we're on code, and just create a story around that where we're actually uplifting and protecting the community the way we should be. So that's kind of where it came from. And then I keep pulling stuff from real news articles. So the universe just gives it to me. I'm not really making anything up.
Yeah, no, it feels real. You know what I'm saying? It feels real. I want to talk a little bit about the First Lady. So she starts off kind of, kind-hearted, unaware. What makes her journey so important to the story?
She's going to have to decide who she wants to be in that church if she wants to be in it. That's the
That's fair.
gist.
Yeah, yeah. Um, a lot of people have like these strong opinions when it comes to church and leadership. Were you anybody were y'all worried about how people might feel about how you're portraying something that especially our community holds so dear?
I mean, at first I wasn't worried, but I knew in my heart that we was gonna have some pushback. But surprisingly, we haven't had much pushback from churches. And how I grew up, I was raised to question the church anyway. So when I seen the script, I was like, hell yeah, I'm on board with this. But I'm surprised we haven't got much pushback from the churches.
I feel like the first ladies of America and the world are going to live vicariously through Sandra. So while in front of church in the Bible study, they're going to be like, oh, but deep down inside, they're going to be like, yeah, girl. Wish that was me.
Was the intention at any point in time to spark controversy or conversation?
Yes, controversy is good. It's for marketing. We need that.
And conversation is better.
Mhm.
I think we've created something that finally gets people talking, and some of it is uncomfortable and some of it is a revelation and a lot of it is not a revelation because people know what's going on. We've just been conditioned not to have the conversations. And I think watching this with your family, your friends, your associates, you're definitely going to have that conversation.
And I also think it's a message within it, holding our community accountable and showing what we could do. Like Eric said, if we came together. And that's something that I believe in wholeheartedly, is holding ourselves accountable as Black people. So
The revolution will be televised.
What was the most difficult thing? I don't want everybody to answer this. What was the most difficult thing about filming the series?
Io, you go, because you've been quiet.
Okay, the most difficult thing, honestly, I don't think for me, for my scenes, I didn't have too many difficulties. I don't want to give everything away too much,
Right.
but there is a particular scene that reflects what happened. I think it was 2 years ago. It's a situation with a nurse who was breaking the bones of Black babies. And that does come up in the story, in the series, along with a lot of other news and current events. So I think just going back to that place was probably one of the most difficult moments for me. And also as a viewer, watching everything play out in life on the screen, seeing other current events or events that happen in life play out. It just brings you back to that place and you feel that anger and you feel that rage and you're back in that moment again. But it's needed. It's needed for the viewer. It's needed as the artist. I'm sure also for Eric, I'm sorry, Cinnamon Brown as the writer. It's a release.
yeah, I say for me, there was outside of the day to day, because we had about 75 people on set at any given time, Eric?
It was about 100.
Yeah. Outside of that, some of the scenes to direct, they were triggering. I dropped a couple of episode 4, the beginning scene, that was triggering for me. We actually shot that in a neighborhood where something like that did happen to one of my friends in that neighborhood. As well as the mom scenes, Gerald's mom. I'm not gonna give too much, but for me, that was the difficult thing, is bringing my mental back after having directed those scenes.
Anybody else got anything that was
It
difficult for them?
was go ahead.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Brian.
No, I was going to say, not really difficult. I think what I'm most proud of though is how everybody understood the mission and everybody came to bring that story to fruition, and people worked really hard. And I think there were difficult things in it, but people understood that and focused on that to bring what you see on the screen to life.
Yeah. And then overall, like I said, we did all 5 episodes in 10 days. So that's insane. But we were doing 20-hour days over 10 days. Not a lot of sleep, a lot of moving parts, a lot of people. So that was insane, but we were able to get it done. And like Brian said, everyone locked in. There was no complaining. Everybody locked in because it was like, oh, I can really, bring my best effort here, and it's going to get seen. It's going to get shown. And everybody delivered, the cast and the crew.
Yeah, that's a real intense a schedule. Ronnie, how different is your character from you in real life?
Well, he's very different in the sense of his lifestyle and the overall mission that he's setting out to deliver. But like I said, as far as the man, like what you see on screen, I try to bring as much of myself to the screen as possible. But as far as just the who Pastor Clayton is and who Ronnie is very two completely different people.
Anybody else had to really like pull from personal experience, or are you picking somebody that you see in the community or in the world and channeling that way? Like how are y'all tapping into the character? Anybody can answer that.
So I have a lot of similarities to Sandra. The difference between she and I is the things I would love to do that could land me in jail, I won't act on. And I'll say that without giving stuff away. I would love to do some things, but I can't act on them in real life. That's the difference between she and I. But we have a lot of similarities, including being groomed to be a certain way and then having to find out who you really are.
And I will say, I guess I will say, like, I've been in church my entire life, singing in choirs, praise team, and everything. So I've seen the entire gamut of what the Black church is. So I guess my aura that I give off is pastoral. I will say a lot of people tell me all the time that they think I'm a pastor just in the normal day to day. So I will say from that perspective, the similarities are there with me, the way I carry myself as a whole. So that kind of helped me inform who the character is and how to be a pastor and a leader, because I've seen all the entire spectrum of different leaders and pastors in the church. So that definitely did help, and I was able to apply that to Pastor Clay.
Well, I know I am nothing like Jackie. Jackie is very stoic. Jackie is very mean. I am very funny and very lively, and Jackie is not. So I think tapping into Jackie was a challenge. It was fun because it's different, but it was definitely a challenge. I had to change my voice because, as you can hear, I have a very high-pitched voice. Jackie does not have a high-pitched voice. So it was definitely a challenge.
I wouldn't even gather any of that, watching the performance. So you definitely did a good job there. As far as creators that are watching this, I love that this is an independent project. Y'all bootstrap, y'all went hard with it. What advice do you have for creators that may be watching that are trying to do their thing like y'all doing y'all thing?
Me is start small. We did Cuffed was our first one. It was a short film. And learn as you go and kind of build your team over time. People are going to kind of come and go a little bit, but you'll end up with like a good core team. But start small, make the story character driven. Don't try to do too much action. We did a lot in this, but keep it a very character-driven story. It can be dramatic or funny. And if the story's tight and you only need 1 or 2 locations, you can turn out something pretty good.
Right.
And then learn from there. But I would just say start small with a, like a 30, 40-minute film and just make it funny or make it dramatic with just a few characters in it. You just shoot it in your house if you write the story tight enough and the characters are interesting enough. So I tell the writers, like, if you're going to be a writer, write first. I go out and I eavesdrop on people. I talk to anybody, people been in jail, I talk to everybody. So I get a lot of stories from people I met. Like Jackie's character's based on a real woman I met when I was training spies. And she was one of the people training them. And she was very cagey. She was cool, Black woman, but she was very cagey. You could see she'd seen too much. And I was like, this woman she was a badass. You could tell, don't mess with her. But it was in DC. And I've always remembered how she moved, how she carried herself. And if that's where Jackie came from. So I'm always talking to people. So don't be afraid to talk to people, sit at the bar and have a drink and just let people tell you the stories. And all those little gems will come to you. As a writer, that's what I would tell them.
For me, I would say that don't be afraid to hop in every position that you can and learn as much as you can. When I first started out in film, I literally did everything. And I did it on purpose to learn. Eric's laughing because when he first met me, I was on the set when I was like doing every single thing.
His makeup, his hair.
But it helps you understand the process. And then once you got a grip on it, don't let people, it's funny because Clifton even said this, don't let people come on the set and try to dictate your vision because it's your vision. So that's my advice.
Mm-hmm. And what about from an acting standpoint? Folks that are trying to break in, any advice for those guys and gals?
Don't act, be.
I would say the basics are number one, know your lines. 2, do character development, create the person's backstory. 3, be the character, don't act. Like, become the character. If you're acting, it's going to show. So you have to become the person, and then it makes the performance better.
From my standpoint, the advice I give actors is honestly to go do theater first. I think it's a great training ground for acting. I mean, on camera versus stage is 2 different things, but the training and the level of work that you get being on stage and doing it live. When you talk about memorizing lines, you have to memorize the entire script when you're doing a stage play. There is no cut. There is no start over. Let's do this again. You gotta do it right there. So the training that you get being in theater and being on stage, I think is second to none. If you're looking to start a career in this industry.
All right. Anybody else got to add to that?
I'll say, man, to agree with all of them, everybody involved in this project, they do a great job being. It was times where I would look at Ronnie and I'd be like, is he really mad right now? Or is he a character? He'd be staring at me and I'd be like,
yeah,
did I do something wrong to him? Or like, we about to fight or what we about to do? But like, yeah. But everybody involved has done a great job being.
And I'll just add to that. Like once we saw everybody on set, Letitia was in Cuffed and IO was in Toxic. And so you can see people through like a tape and that's fine. And you can see, okay, they're going to be good. You see them on set and then you see their full range of what they can do. And you're like, oh shit. Okay. I can use them this way. I can use them that way. And then Ronnie, same thing. I'm like, they have such a range. And I think that it literally is coming from the theater and being able to shift and pivot because things are going to change. You might be an understudy one day, you on stage and maybe they do some rewrites. That stuff kind of comes through. So when you see, and so I always like to let the newer actors watch them, like just watch how they prepare, watch how they do stuff. Cause there are a lot of people in our cast and crew were new. So,
well, that is really good. Y'all gave some great advice. This has been a really powerful conversation. I want to make sure that everybody checks out Sundays After Church. It's now streaming on Apple TV, on Prime Video. I definitely want to shout out everybody for pulling up and breaking this down. Any last words?
go for it,
Would you like
Io,
to
because
start?
you've been quiet. I keep putting you out there.
And Brian. And Brian. Go say something, Brian.
Whoa. um, I guess I just wanted to kind of piggyback on what Ethan had said about just being, I guess, artists in general. Don't be afraid to let it out, to do the thing that's controversial, to do the thing that a lot of people may have something to say about. Just do it and release, and don't be afraid to hold back, because you're going to feel that nudge, and that nudge means you gotta keep doing that thing. And a lot of times, a lot of people are afraid to go where the nudge is pulling you. So just go where that nudge is pulling you.
And I think for the audience, I would say please watch this series, and not because I sound like I'm begging right now, but because it is definitely a story that once you start the first episode, you're gonna want to binge the whole season. And it's really a modern day uprising, and I think that it will infuse you with the power that you think you don't currently have. And I would say watch it and get involved. You know what I mean? People think with one voice, like the voice is not loud enough, but it certainly isn't loud enough if you don't use it. So watch Sundays After Church, everybody.
And for me, yeah, just support, because we've already written season 2, and we want to be able to shoot that. So we need your support to keep moving with season 2, which we want to shoot in the fall, if our ducks are in a row. And that would be 8 episodes of more drama, more romance. The whole gamut is there.
And we know you want to see what happens to Pastor Clayton and First Lady and Jackie and the deacons and all the other characters in this story. It's really, really good.
Supporter, we're gonna send the deacons to your house.
Couldn't hear you, Ethan.
I said, supporter, we're gonna send the deacons to your house.
On social media all the time, I see people saying, "What's new? What's out there I should watch? What's a good series?" And this is a good series that you need to watch. It is called Sundays After Church. Like I said, Apple TV, Prime Video. You need to go and watch that. Once again, I appreciate everybody for stopping through. This has been Diamond K. This is the Diamond K Show.